Imagine a world where the very essence of life, a golden elixir, flows within a fruit, promising not just sustenance, but an ancient, profound transformation. Imagine standing at the precipice of understanding, where the familiar suddenly twists into something primal, something steeped in the forgotten whispers of the earth. This is not merely a fruit. It is a nexus, a confluence of potent forces waiting to redraw the lines of your being. From a moment its vibrant crown breaks the soil, it begins to gather energies, to weave a tapestry of power that few truly comprehend. It demands attention, not just for its taste, but for the silent, ceaseless work it performs, an alchemical process hidden beneath its thorny skin. Its very presence on our plates is an invitation, a gesture from a realm where flora held dominion, and their gifts were not always simple. You hold a piece of forgotten magic, a fragment of an older world, where power pulsed not through steel or fire, but through chlorophyll and root. Each segment is a miniature vault, guarding secrets passed down through millennia, from sun-drenched forests to your modern world, carrying an echo of a time when the veil between realms was thin, and the plants themselves were sentient observers, silent witnesses to the rise and fall of civilizations, always holding their own mysteries close. Far beyond the grocery aisle, in the humid, tangled heart of forgotten lands, the pineapple was never just a tropical delight. It was a revered, often feared, entity whispered about in hushed tones by elder shamans and tribal seers. They spoke of its golden flesh as a solidified sunbeam, its potent core a conduit to Earth's deep pulse, capable of both mending and reshaping. Early explorers often reported that pineapple was offered by indigenous tribes not just as food, but as a symbolic offering, sometimes with a ritualistic meaning of transformation or passage, hinting at its potent internal alchemy, an almost unsettling ability to mend and reconfigure the physical form. For generations, these cultures understood the fruit's profound connection to the body's inner workings, perceiving its rich vitamin C as a shield against unseen afflictions, a luminous energy fortifying the spirit against creeping decay. They saw its ability to knit tissue and soothe inflammation not as mere chemistry, but as a gentle, yet firm, intervention from the plant world, guiding the body back to a primeval state of resilience. The vibrant hue of its flesh, they believed, was a captured memory of dawn, perpetually renewing itself, promising an echo of that renewal to those who partook. This wasn't merely about sustenance. It was about communion, about aligning oneself with a powerful natural force that seemed to possess its own ancient will, a silent agreement struck with the very fabric of life itself, offering its powerful essence in exchange for an unknown resonance within you, linking you to its primordial lineage. Delve deeper into its core, and you encounter bromelain, not just an enzyme, but a spectral key, unlocking the very edifice of what we consume, dismantling proteins with an almost supernatural efficiency. This is no mere digestive aid. It is an agent of deconstruction, breaking down the tangible into its constituent ethereal parts, preparing the body for a deeper assimilation, a more profound integration of essence. Ancient texts from certain South American cultures describe a golden tear within the pineapple, believed to mend the spirit's frayed edges and ward off creeping sickness, often associated with a vibrant glow seen only by shamans, a living, pulsating energy discernible to those attuned to the Earth's subtle frequencies. This potent tear, brimming with what we now call vitamin C, fortifies the very ramparts of your immunity, not just against common ailments, but against a broader, unseen barrage of energetic imbalances that seek to diminish your vibrant spark. It's an internal alchemy that whispers of ancient battles, where robust health was a weapon, and sickness an invading force. After the exertions of the hunt or the rituals of the elders, the pineapple was sought not just for recovery, but for a profound realignment, its power flowing through weary muscles and aching joints, drawing out the fatigue and inflammation, replacing it with a quiet, persistent hum of renewed vitality, a sense of deep restoration that felt almost unnatural in its speed and efficacy, as if the very cellular memory of damage was being erased, rewritten by the fruit's potent, unyielding will, echoing the cycle of life and rebirth. Yet, the depth of its power harbors a subtle unease, a gnawing question that lingers in the humid air of its origin. This formidable enzyme, this golden tear, does not merely digest, it transforms. It reshapes the very landscape of your internal world, a silent cartographer of your gut biome, cultivating a balance that is undeniably beneficial, yet disturbingly profound, almost too perfect. What happens when such a potent force, designed to break down and rebuild, turns its gaze inward? During early colonial periods, some medical practitioners observed inexplicable instances of rapid, almost unnatural tissue regeneration in patients who had consumed large quantities of pineapple, leading to whispers of a forbidden rejuvenation with unknown long-term effects. This wasn't merely healing. It was an accelerated resculpting, an almost aggressive restructuring of flesh and bone, a process that stirred disquiet, suggesting an influence beyond simple nutrition. The pineapple, in its quest for renewal, seems to possess a blueprint, an ancient template for perfection, subtly guiding your cells, your collagen, your very connective tissue, not just to repair, but to align with an older, perhaps alien, ideal. Is this truly your body healing itself? Or is it being subtly coerced, meticulously re-engineered by an ancient botanical will that seeks to impose its own vision of optimal form? The boundary between natural restoration and a more profound, pervasive biological influence begins to blur, leaving a chilling realization that perhaps, in welcoming its gifts, we open ourselves to an uninvited, yet deeply embedded, architect of our very being. The true unsettling twist lies in the realization that this healing might be a form of repossession. The bromelain, the vitamin C, the collagen synthesis, they're not merely passive aids. They are active agents, working with an ancient blueprint embedded deep within the fruit's genetic memory. When pineapple aids collagen formation and strengthens connective tissue, it's not just patching up. It's rebinding you, not necessarily to your original self, but to an older, more primal template of existence that the plant itself embodies. Imagine the meticulous, unyielding force that builds a plant from a seed, drawing energy from the earth, constructing perfect cellular structures. Now, imagine that intelligence, that ancient biological will, being invited into your most vulnerable spaces, subtly reorganizing your internal architecture, not merely for your benefit, but perhaps to align you with a forgotten resonance, a deeper connection to the Earth's own pulse, a connection that might supersede your individual identity. Your renewed joints, your resilient skin, your fortified immunity, they become the proof of its silent, pervasive hand, molding you, not as you would choose, but as it, the ancient golden tyrant, dictates. The true anxiety is born from the creeping doubt. Are you truly recovering? Or are you slowly, meticulously, being absorbed into its timeless, unyielding design, becoming an unwitting part of its grand, self-perpetuating cycle? It is a power that doesn't just nourish. It consumes, reshapes, and eventually integrates you into a deeper, more profound, and utterly alien ecology, where the individual is merely a component in a vast, plant-driven symphony of life and transformation. The perfect skin, the strong joints, the robust immunity. They're gifts, yes, but perhaps also an offering, a subtle surrender to the fruit's own ancient, consuming will, remaking you in its image of perfect, vibrant, and eerily compliant existence. Perhaps, in seeking to perfect our form, we merely invite an older, deeper form to reassert its claim.